In my last video, I shared with you 3 ways to identify a higher value client. Here's the thing, if you want to work with higher value clients, you really do have to raise your level of belief about what it means to be a higher value consultant or solopreneur. And that's going to require you to even consider all the things you've been told about working with higher value clients, all the bells and whistles that are required that you've accepted as true. So in today's video, I want to spend some time breaking down the beliefs and myths that we've accepted that are stopping you from working with aligned clients without the website and all the other things, working with them now. If we haven't met already, my name is Nesha V. Frazier. The V does matter if you're looking me up online. And I am kind of obsessed with working with solopreneurs and consultants to help you find your unfair advantage, sell your services without all that guilt and imposter syndrome that you put in front of selling. As a reminder, this is a 7-part video series. If you haven't already checked out the first video, pause, stop, go back and check out the first one. And make sure to click the notification bell so that you get a notification whenever the next video is posted. I really want to anchor this conversation in the belief that authenticity is key. Authenticity is an absolute requirement if you want to work with clients that are more aligned with you, your values, your communication style. The problem that I see happening online is that many of you as solopreneurs and consultants position yourself online like brand ambassadors of yourselves or your business. Your content feels disingenuous, it feels indifferent, sounds pretty, packaged, and safe, and maybe that's who you are. But if you're not, I'd invite you to consider the shock value you or your clients experience when you start to see who you really are when you start working together. I am creating this video series largely because I want you to learn from my lessons. I have had the misfortune of presenting myself one way and then working with clients that are misalignment with what I stood for. And it wasn't something that I knew until we started working together. But let's take a jog down memory lane. Do you remember the last job that you interviewed for? Where you loved the manager, you loved the position, the culture, the job description sounds amazing, only to realize really quickly that the manager or the role wasn't what it presented itself to be. Shock value there, right? In business, you and your clients create that same experience for one another when you lack authenticity in your content and in your conversations. Yes, you have an ability to solve their problems. Yes, they have an ability to pay you to solve their problems. But as I already mentioned in part 1, if that's the only criterion for you to work together, your standards are too low. I want to talk about a few myths that you probably have in place that are around this. The first belief is higher value clients are going to want someone who looks professional. I was watching this really interesting show on Netflix called Mind Your Manner. I thought it was going to be a show about table etiquette and such, but I quickly realized that etiquette in this context was really all about putting your audience at ease. It was about mindfulness in the experience that you created for them. And it was also about your confidence in your ability to convey who you are in front of them. I loved this perspective because it's my exact position as it relates to messaging. But it also made me realize that this is kind of the same mindset we have about professionalism. So some of you have this idea of what professionalism is, and I just want to break it down a little bit. Professionalism is less about your pretty fancy website or your fancy suit and how you dress. And it's more about the presentation of your core values such as integrity, accountability, excellence, responsibility. You can achieve each of those without a website through your personal brand. In the next video, I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about how to create a standout personal brand. But the embodiment of these values is how you convey that. And that's not achieved just through your website. Another limiting belief that you have about working with higher value clients, clients that are more aligned with you and your value, is this idea that if you build it, they will come. I have fallen victim to this myself too. The one and done approach to client attraction through a website. Listen, it's very possible to build a website that attracts clients for you. And if you hire an SEO rock star, if you are already someone who is very mindful of keywords and content strategies around website and website content, of course you're going to attract clients through that way. But the idea of if you build it, they will come is what many people are selling you on right now. And it's often the superficial items that are not going to move the needle for you. Those are the ones that people tell you to focus all your energy, your time, and your money on when you're first starting to work with higher value clients. A website or business cards or these really technical and complicated systems when you haven't even validated your processes yet. Don't get me wrong, these are absolutely things that you should have in your toolkit as a brand experience. You do not need them right away to attract and work with high value clients that are more aligned with you. The last belief that I see happening right now about working with higher value clients is the belief that your work will speak for itself. It doesn't have to, you don't have to sell your work, it will sell itself. If you are just getting started out, you may not have the proof, the portfolio that you need to position yourself this way. You shouldn't compare yourself to competitors, right? You should be as loud and as visible as your competitors. As solopreneurs, you wear all the hats, but the hat we often forget about because we love client delivery and we sit in client delivery. I love client work too, is growth strategist, is business development. But if you are not selling, doing business development, creating partnerships, building a standout personal brand like I'm gonna talk about in the next video, how do you plan to grow your business? A really hard pill to swallow is that you have people in your industry who are skilled and talented, but they really don't care about your audience. They don't care about your ideal clients. They just wanna make money from them, but they win the business. Why is that? That's because they are heard and seen by your ideal clients. Client referrals are highly effective for generating new business, right? But if you are leveling up your client base, if you are pivoting from a previous model, offering a new niche or service, you may not be able to rely on client referrals alone. You are brilliant at what you do. You need to be talking about your unfair advantage, your brilliance, loud and proud, just like your competitors. So in today's video, I talked about the limiting beliefs stopping you from working with higher value clients that are more aligned with your values. I created this 13-page, rich in value, free guide called How to Attract Higher Value Clients Without a Website to complement this video series. And if you're too busy to wait for the next video, make sure to click the link in the description box so that you can get that resource guide. In the next video, I'm gonna talk about how to build a standout personal brand, and largely this is how I use LinkedIn as a website. And if you're a consultant or you desire to work with higher ticket clients and you are not on LinkedIn already, actively creating content, having engaged, high value conversations, you are not gonna wanna miss the next video. I'll see you there.